unbox, and get to playing in less than 5 minutes. Let's learn how to play Santorini. Ah, beautiful Santorini. Surely a cityscape defined by master architecture. But just as stunning, and at tabletop scale, is a game that shares the city's namesake. Santorini is a game for 2 to 4 players by Spin Master. This game serves as a perfect introduction to board games for both kids and adults alike. Children and novice gamers will love Santorini for its no-nonsense, quick and short rules. Seasoned board game aficionados will love Santorini for its hidden potential of in-depth strategic play. Alright, so let's jump into it. Oh, and hit that like button during this next transition, huh? Setting up Santorini takes no time at all. Grab the cliff pedestal from the box and place it smaller side down on the table. Then, using the tabs on each side of the pedestal, snap the island board into place. Each player is then going to grab their workers and god power cards. For 2 to 3 players, each player will grab a set of 2 same colored workers and a god power card. God power cards can be dealt at random, but if playing with 3 players, take note of the cards with the 3-player symbols on them. You must use cards with the symbol that is appropriate to the number of players you have. God power cards come in 2 categories, simple and advanced. I'd recommend everyone gets cards from the same category. Simple cards are designated by the purple flower and advanced by the blue swirl. You need to refer to the rulebook for an explanation of each card. For 4 players, players will split into 2 teams of 2, grabbing a set of colored workers and their own individual god power cards. As with 3 players, make sure the cards you are using have the 4-player symbol on them. If playing with 3 or 4 players, god cards are required, but not required if playing with 2 players. Next, choose a starting player or team who will place both of their workers one after another on any separate empty spaces on the island board. Then, the second player will set both of their workers on the board, and if playing with 3 players, the last player would follow. Lastly, if you're playing a 4-player game, you and your partner will take alternate turns. So for example, Team 1, Player 1 will go, then Team 2, Player 1, then Team 1, Player 1, and lastly, Team 2, Player 2. Each of you will have your own god power card and cannot use your teammate's power on your turn. Alright, setup was simple and easy, and playing is just as easy. On your turn, you will need to move and build. You must do both, and in that order. You will choose just one of your workers to do this with. If at any point you are not able to move or build, you instantly lose. So for a 3-player game, if you are unable to move and build a worker on your turn, then you lose and you are removed from the game. You must remove your workers from the board at this point and the remaining players will continue forward. Players can choose either of their workers to move to any of the 8 neighboring spaces where they currently are located, as long as they are unoccupied. This includes any adjacent space, even diagonals. The space your worker is moving to must be unoccupied, either not having another worker or a complete tower in that space already. When moving, a player can move their worker on the same level, up 1 level, or down any number of levels. Remember, you can't move up more than 1 level. Then, after moving, you must build with the worker you just moved. You can build in any adjacent space to that worker. You can build onto a building of any height, but you must place the correct building block for the appropriate level. Let's take a closer look at the towers you will be building in Santorini. There are 4 components to a complete tower. There's level 1, or the ground level, which will be the first block you place when building in an empty space on the island board. Everything that comes after that will be the block for level 2, the terrace block for level 3, and then a dome, completing the tower. Once the dome is placed, you cannot build on this building anymore or place a worker here. The player who is able to get their worker up to the top of level 3 first will instantly win the game. You might be asking yourself, what is the point of completing the towers in Santorini? Placing a dome on top of the 3rd level is mostly serving as an offensive move against the other players. Once a tower is complete, no workers can be placed there. Alright, so now that we see how easy it is to set up and play, what do I actually think about Santorini? Let's break it down into 5 categories. Components quality. I'm giving Santorini a 5 out of 5 for this one. I am in love with the building blocks. They are nice plastic material and fit into each other really well. The elevation of the game board on top of the cliff pedestal is a really nice touch that really lends itself to the aesthetic of the game. I also really appreciate any game that builds into 3D. Learning curve. This is an easy one. Just like the rules of the game, 5 out of 5. Within a matter of minutes, you'll have a good grasp of how to play Santorini. The rules are simple, short, and straightforward, and you'll be playing in no time. It's a great game for board game novices or for when you don't have a lot of time to play a longer game or play a game with a long setup time. Mechanics. I'm giving Santorini a 4 out of 5 for mechanics. The game reminds me a lot of playing chess because if you get really into the strategy, you should be thinking several moves ahead each time you move. At its core, this is a game meant for 2 players. This is where the mechanics really shine. Replayability. I'm giving replayability a 4 out of 5. The fact that this game is so easy to pick up and start playing means it's going to make it to the table a lot. This is a great game for non-game nights when it's just you and one other person. Fun. 4 out of 5 for fun. This is a really satisfying game, especially when you plan something out several moves in advance and it comes into fruition. I really like leveraging the god powers. For example, playing as a Minotaur allows you to push opponent workers out of the way, which not only can help you get closer to the win, but surprise your opponent by pushing them further away. Literally, there's little fuss with people learning how to play or the frustration of reading through all the rules. You can just sit down with somebody who's never played before and get right into it. Easy, right? Have you played the game yet? Let me know down in the comments what you thought about it and which god power is your favorite. Please help me to reach more board gamers like yourself by taking a moment to like, subscribe, and share. I love being able to explain rules and talk board games with y'all, and the more, the merrier. That's it for now. This hero has some gaming to do. I'll see you later.